Yo, what's going on, everyone? I'm Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, and what you hear and see behind me are some mining rigs. But today, we're reviewing a mining rig that is even quieter than these rigs, which are actually pretty quiet as far as mining rigs go. This is the actual miner that we're reviewing today. It's very small. I mean, it's like smaller than the palm of my hand. Well, as far as how tall it is, I mean, it's slightly taller than a freaking chapstick, Blistex, you know, whatever, little canister, right? You may be able to hear it, maybe you can't, just due to the noise cancellation on the microphone, but this thing's pretty quiet. To be honest, I'd compare it to like a fan on a low to, at most, medium setting here. Much quieter than most devices, especially when it comes to crypto mining devices. So let's review this little guy and see if he's profitable. So let's just go straight into the review. Remember, you're watching the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're chasing 1 million subscribers. So the miner, it mines Handshake HNS. What kind of miner is it? It's a silent, small, efficient. It's supposed to do 50 gigahash a second, consuming 57 watts. Okay? Well, let me tell you, it's not silent, it is small, and it is efficient. Here's the miner performing right here on the mining pool, and you may see this downtime, not the miner's fault. Well, it's indirectly the miner's fault. One of the downsides, or upsides, I guess, depending how you look at it, it's a downside. Why am I lying? It's a downside, absolutely a downside. Because you have to USB plug it into a computer to control it, right? It has to be controlled on the computer instead of having just a web interface that you can just type in the IP address that it gets on your network and access it from there. So yeah, downside, because it was on my Windows gaming rig and it automatically updated because I don't have like the settings like super locked down on that thing for mining at the moment. And yeah, so missed mining time right there. It's estimated to mine about 2.2 HNS Handshake coins, and it missed about half of the day, which puts it right in line with the mining profit calculator of mining 4 coins a day. Keep in mind that in our testing, it consumed 62 watts. Here it is. Consuming 62 watts at the wall with our kilowatt, basically just a watt meter for 120 volt standard US residential electric. You may be wondering, Vosk, are you talking about a miner that makes 70 cents a day? Well, slow down. We're going to talk about the miner that when you look at the profitability charts here, it makes almost 30 bucks a day mining Handshake. So we're going to talk about that here in a second. But yeah, this thing only mines, you know, about 70 cents a day projected, right? After your electric bill though, you mine about 50 cents. And you look at the price point, they have a newer model than the one I have that is basically double the speed for 300 bucks. So let's say you could pull $1 a day with it. What happens when you take $1 times 300, right? Which is how much you'd spend on this. It would take you 300 days projected to break even on this thing if nothing else happened. And you look at other mining hardware in this current mining market, it's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. So if you look at the mining profitability of the big boy that makes 22 bucks a day with a I believe that's a residential electric bill, right? So let's take 300 days. Well, even if you paid $5,000, which is what it's listed at here, and you look at the projected mining revenue, and that's 10 cents per kilowatt hour, which is not the best electric rate by far. Which you have a 5-cent electric rate, you go up to 25 bucks a day. Okay, but that's assuming that things stay the same or don't get worse. Not always the case. They could always release a newer and a better miner. Super risky stuff here. And let me just say that they must be happy to have created this miner that they can sell for $5,000. I'd like to thank today's video sponsor, Bityard. They have a cryptocurrency contract exchange. You can trade the top cryptocurrencies with a leverage on their site. We got a link out in the video description below, but why would you click it? Well, they've got a beginner bonus. You set your username, you get a whole $1, ladies and gentlemen. You get a USDT. Put your phone or email in there, that's another $1. Before you know it, you conduct a demo trade, you're up $4 and you haven't even risked anything, well, besides your phone number and your email. It's even possible to join as a US citizen. That's unusual, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, it's available to everyone else, and they claim to be easy to use. 30 seconds to start trading, available on iOS, Android, and obviously the web. But let's jump back for a second and kind of like, what's the setup as far as this stuff goes? So we're using basically a laptop power supply, right? You can see it here in the video footage. You could be using any other power supply, basically whatever works here. And after this, you need to download their program, and you need to download a driver, and from here you will get this interface. So let's look at that interface. Looks like this. I don't want to cover the cool sheet, but look at that. Got tails as my background. Cool as that. And so you come in here, and this is what it looks like initially, right? So it just recognizes this device down here, and you have this nice little basic interface. From here you can set the pool information. So for example, I'm mining Handshake on the F2 pool. Here's the port number, here's my wallet address, and it actually wasn't working for me when I put the worker name in, so I just went ahead and took that off, password X, and it works as this. It works as is, like this. Now this is something that's weird about their software, right? If this isn't selected, like highlighted down there, then it won't start mining when you say start mining. Click start mining. You'll notice it will go to on, and it will start giving you a readout here of the performance. And there's a couple nice things here. You can see how many miners that are connected to this computer, active, inactive. Again, you can have the pool information right there, and you have an instant hash rate readout right here. And that's it. Has a little update firmware button, but that's actually just for updating the firmware. Okay, I shouldn't have clicked that. Click, start mining, I'm back in. And yeah, so you actually can't, it's not like some kind of automatically updating firmware. You would have to have the firmware, and this is just a button you click to then load it into the device. And that's it. So as far as a device that's connected to, just say like your personal PC or notebook, right? This setup was actually pretty easy. Again, I know I knocked it earlier, and I still agree with that, of course. But, you know, I've had other devices that connect to your PC that are much more involved getting set up, and to be honest, much more annoying and a bigger hassle. Okay, so this is pretty easy. Pretty good GUI, that will get you up to speed mining. What kind of Handshake miner do I want? I want the HS3. That thing is looking profitable. Sure, it consumes 2,000 freaking watts, and you need 240 volt. 220 volt, or you know, some kind of basically industrial grade electric, but nobody's mad about making $10-20+ a day after you pay the electric bill mining any cryptocurrency. If you're looking for a cool little hobby miner that is also profitable, I think this thing's cool. I think it's extremely risky. Handshake is a decentralized naming and certificate authority, an experimental peer-to-peer root naming system. It's not a coin I believe in personally. I don't really see the appeal here. I don't like hate it or anything. It just, I mean, I mine it and I sell it, and I don't feel bad about it. Let's look at the performance if you held it the last 30 days. You would be down 26%. But the trading volume is not bad, but it is around, say, $1 million. And that may not be on an exchange that you have. The exchange I use, the absolute worst exchange for trading this. And that's because I'm a US citizen. This is a prime example of why mining to a service like NiceHash or mining rig rentals, if you can get paid out in Bitcoin or Ethereum or another cryptocurrency in exchange for that hash rate directly, could be a very good opportunity depending on what you want to do and your goals. The bottom line is I don't have a ton of Handshake, and I can't buy this with Handshake, and I would definitely want to replenish the dollars or Bitcoin or whatever else I spent on this to get this before I started accumulating, a risky cryptocurrency there. But that's me and my point of view, just based off my experience and my desires and goals here in the short, medium, and long term. Evaluating this miner, the performance has been good. It's a cool miner. It's nice to see some smaller stuff from a hobby point of view. Sure, if you like to tinker with stuff, sure. If you look at that $300 and you want to get a miner and it doesn't hurt to spend that much money for you, sure. But is this something you build a mining farm with? I guess in theory you kind of could. There's a maximum quantity of 3 per customer, but sure, just order 3 to everyone on your street. That should be fine per their rules. Obviously we need to input different names there, but anyway, I'm not here to just go on about breaking the rules. So I hope you guys enjoyed our review on this miner. We talked about Handshake mining before. I'm sure we're going to talk about Handshake mining again. Probably put up another video talking a little bit more about the HS3 that does 2 terahash per second, and it consumes 2 kilowatt or 2,000 watts basically. And so keep in mind that this little miner is competing against those big miners. And if this thing's making $22 a day, they're going to keep making these until it makes less and less and less, because they're earning $5,000 a pop. Let me tell you, they ain't collecting Handshake coins with it. If they were interested in that, they'd be building out a massive farm. They're collecting dollars, they're collecting Bitcoins, they're collecting Ether, whatever they want to do. So I don't want to sound so negative, especially lately. I just say all this stuff out of experience. I don't want you guys holding all the shovels and they're holding all the gold, and you're digging for the gold that you can't, that everyone's digging, so there's not that much gold to get. Sure, I love mining, and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, but in this current market, I just think this is very risky. If you're doing this from a hobby point of view for fun, do it. Hell yeah. But if you're doing this because you think it's going to be a super profitable venture, well, it could be, or it could not be. That's the risk that is cryptocurrency, and especially cryptocurrency mining. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, you want to learn more about mining, you want to learn more about risky stuff when it comes to crypto that's not financial advice at all, just a fun, entertaining YouTube channel, please subscribe to the VoskCoin YouTube channel. We're chasing 1 million subscribers, which I still think is so cool. I'm saying now, again, we're only 14% of the way there. But hey, it's closer than yesterday. Hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below, and let me know your thoughts on this mining rig, mining in general, and what you want to see on the next video. As always, I appreciate you viewing the video, and I'll see you on the next one.